Welcome back. This will be my part 3 to my PS2 video game collection. And if you have yet to watch parts 1 and 2, I recommend that you watch those because really there's no point to watching this video unless you've seen the first two. Just recommending that. If you don't want to, it's up to you, but I recommend it though. Next one, Motocross Mania 3. You know, it's a decent game. It's not bad, but it's not good either. And it's quite fun. Motocross Mania 3, basically like using weapons and as you race like on the motorcycles, as well as some battle arena type mode and all that stuff. I haven't played somewhere else. I don't remember exactly, but that's basically what this game's about. You know, it's good. Yeah. WWE Crush Hour. Basically, this game is like WWE wrestlers meets Twisted Metal, where they drive around their cars and they blow each other up with guns, missiles, bombs, grenades, rocket launchers, all that stuff. Basically, like what Twisted Metal is like. It's just not as dark as Twisted Metal, but it's basically the whole basic premise of the game. The whole basic idea of the game is basically being like Twisted Metal, but with WWE wrestlers. And it's a decent game. Entrances, and they do taunts to each other and all that stuff, like during the middle of the battle. You know, it's quite a good game. I used to own this on GameCube, but like a couple of months ago, I ended up selling that, but I ended up getting this a couple of months ago on the PS2. Next one on the list, Starsky and Hutch. This is my second copy, and because I gave the first one to my first copy of this in my Gran Turismo 3 game. I think it was no, it didn't do that. No, it was some other game, not that. To my cousin, and I ended up getting another copy of this game. It's a pretty good game. It's you know it kind of goes like by episodes. You have to try to make it act like you're doing doing the scene from the episode. You just have to make sure the viewers are watching and all that stuff. You know, it's a decent game actually. It's not great, but it's pretty good. SSX 3. You know, this and SSX Tricky are my two favorite games in the SSX series. Too bad I don't have SSX Tricky anymore because I did end up selling that game. If I ever find it again, I will buy it. But you know, this game is pretty good. It has in my opinion, it has a really good selection of music. And what else could I say about it? What else could I say? Basically, it's a pretty good selection of music. Not all the songs, but most of the songs it has. It's basically like most of the characters from Tricky with a few extra ones included, and a few of the characters taken out. But some of them are made like secret skins and whatnot. I did end up making a second file because I did use cheat codes to unlock the secret skins on one of my files. But I did end up playing a second one, making a second file, and I did get farther than that and have done pretty much everything on my own. But you know, fun game. It's a fun. This is tied with SSX Tricky as two of my favorite games in the SSX series. I did used to have the first SSX game, and it was okay. And anyone after this one was decent at best. Ooh, here we go. Last game on the list, The Sims 2. It's okay. It's not the best Sims console game or anything, but it is decent. It's not as good as the PC version or anything. And I do own the PC version. I only played it a few times though. Don't have it hooked up to my computers now or anything. But and I don't have the best computer. I never had the best computers to play it, so I only played here and there. It was decent, but this one's okay. It's not. I still think Sims 1, Sims Busting Out, and Herbs are a whole lot better. And like I said in my DS review, my DS game collection movie, I do think the DS version was a little bit better because I don't know, the story feels better for that. This one, even though it's more neighborhood play, it's it does have a story in it, although it's not a major story like they had in Sims 1, Sims Busting Out, or Herbs or anything. But whenever they bring out the Sims 3 for console versions for the Wii and all that, make it more like neighborhood play and all that, and just give a lot more options and maybe some neighborhood places and maybe the aging and all that. I know you can do that. I know they could do that in the console version. The Wii can even hold that. It's just that the people say the Wii can't really hold much, but if a developer really actually tries, you can make a lot of good games on it. Look at Monster Hunter 3 and all that. I expect, and I've been hearing that Sims 3 is supposed to be coming out for like the Wii and the PS3. I don't know about the 360 or anything, but I'm telling you, the Wii can hold a lot more than what a lot of people say about it. It's just that developers hardly all try. But yeah, Sims 2, it's okay. What else do I have in here? Oh, I don't have really much anything else, but just PlayStation 1 memory cards. I didn't show my PlayStation. I have more of these just in PlayStation memory cards too. But these were in the case, so yeah. Oh, didn't show this in my GameCube movie or anything, but the Game Boy Advance player. It's basically you can play Game Boy Advance games on your GameCube. I didn't show this in the GameCube review, the GameCube movie, but here it is now in my PS2 movie. Well, that's my PS2 collection. Basically, that's a lot of games I have for it, but there was a lot of games I did end up selling for it. Like you heard in this video, I used to have SX Tricky. I used to have Sly 1. I used to have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. Before I had these ones, I sold these ones and ended up I sold my originals, and these ones are ones I found from GameStop in the last 2 months, 3 months or so. I used to have WF Just Bring It. The one you seen earlier in part 1 was my second copy. I ended up selling my first copy a couple years ago, and I found that copy like a couple months ago. I wanted to complete my collection. I found it for pretty cheap. Yeah, I found it for like pretty cheap at like GameStop. What other games did I used to have for it? I used to have Resident Evil Code Veronica X originally, and then I sold it. That's another game I got back. I used to have what other games did I used to have for this thing? I used to have Starsky and Hutch, and that game I gave to my cousin, got another one. I really, like I said, I used to have ATV Off-Road Fury 1. I don't know. I just really can't think of anything right now. I did used to have NBA Street 1 and Volume 2. That's other ones I used to have. What other things could I say about this system? Really, I can't really say much else about it besides, I played pretty much a lot of it. I played Shadow of the Colossus over at my friend's house. My other friend rented Ico a few times. I played that over at his house. I rented a few of the Grand Theft Auto games, and I used to be a decent fan of the series. Now I actually think it's really overrated, and yeah, that basically is that. I used to own a lot of the Sims games before. What else could I say? Do I have anything else here I can talk about? I used to have Jak and Daxter 1. I used to have Dynasty Warriors 3 and 4 and all that. So, you know what? There's a lot of games I used to own and sold. And if I ever find them again, I will get them again. So, that's my PS2 collection. Hope you liked it. See you guys later.